Greetings, everybody. I am the clown with the tearaway face, and welcome to Wolfinia. This is episode 269 of my Minecraft survival series, the Halloween episode. So we are not going to be spending this episode here in lovely Wolfinia. I mean, we are starting the episode here in lovely Wolfinia, but that's mostly because I need to get some stuff and get prepared and whatnot. But after that, we're going to be going somewhere a little bit spookier. Actually, it might be a little while before we get around to anything in any kind of spooky areas because I'm realizing I do have a lot of preparation to do and we have a lot of errands to run and a lot of stuff to collect. So, you know, it probably won't be a scary Halloween episode or anything like that. I'm just gonna do stuff. Actually, you know what would be a really good project for the Halloween episode? Coming over here to fix up the madhouse, repair all this damage the apostates did. That'd be a great project for the Halloween episode, but I don't think I'm gonna have time for that today. No, I'll get around to it eventually. I will, but y'all already know what today's project is going to be. If you've been paying attention the past couple episodes, you know that we have been preparing to build a Froglight Farm here in the Nether. Now, in order to build this Froglight Farm, you saw me emptying out those buckets earlier, right? You saw me emptying out those buckets. In order to build this Froglight Farm, we're going to use those buckets and go collect some powdered snow. Now, according to the computer over at Wolfen's laboratory, to get our powdered snow, I think we need to head off in this direction. Actually, no, I'm fairly certain it's the other direction. Yeah, this looks right. I think this is the biome we want. So, plenty of snow around here. It's just a matter of determining what is regular snow and what is powdered snow. No, I think we found the powdered snow. I think we are good to go. So, what I'm going to do is go ahead and just fill my buckets up, collect some of this stuff, and then we will get on with today's project. Crap. Well, this is deep. Holy crap. Okay, hold on. Give me a second here. Owie. This powdered... Crap! Stop it! It's cold! Okay. It's fine. This is fine. So, I think we got everything we're gonna need. Let's get back to work. So, in order to get our froglights, what we're gonna need to do is take our big magma cubes that are spawning and convert them into littler magma cubes, and that's where the powdered snow comes in. Where did this guy spawn anyway? That's been all this time slabbing. Oh, right there. Yeah, anyway, we're gonna have some magma cubes spawning outside the farm. It's a given. I'm not very thorough, but just to give you a demonstration of how this is gonna work, if you'll, join me over here for a second, I will, give a demonstration to the good folks at home. Any day now. Oh my goodness, why are you making this so difficult? I have spent far too long. Thank you. Okay, I've spent far too long trying to get this magma cube down here for this demonstration. But you can see we have the magma cube in here. We got the powdered snow in here. Eventually, the powdered snow is going to do what the powdered snow does, which is be very cold. And magma cubes don't like it when it's very cold. So this guy is eventually going to split apart. There he goes. And he's going to split into these littler guys, who are going to also hang out in the powdered snow and eventually, hopefully, split off into smaller guys. There we go. That's it. So that's how we're going to break our magma cubes down, but we need to get our magma cubes from over here in our spawning area to the area where we're going to be breaking them down, which is going to be located right down here. This is where we're going to break down our magma cubes. This is where our frogs are going to convert them into froglights and all that mess. Now, the plan is to do a design similar to what we did over at the Nether Fortress Farm, where we have 3 spawning floors up here with flying machines that push our mobs over the edge down here so we can do what we need to do with them. Now, I was doing some thinking, and yes, I know that's dangerous, but we are going to get smaller magma cubes spawning up here, so I'm thinking we don't have our flying machines at the, center height of each of our spawning floors. Instead, we make them more into sweepers that go along the floor of the spawning floor to sweep anything spawning there off the edge, which means we're going to need some non-sticky blocks. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't care what these spawning floors look like, all right? We're not gonna be, in the farm watching it or anything. So we do kind of got a hodgepodge of smooth terracottas here, glazed terracottas I got from my masons. And these will work. And actually, since I don't really know how much glazed terracotta we're going to need, I'm just gonna go ahead and make up some glazed green terracotta as well, just so we have, you know, a nice little buffer there in case I, you know, underestimated, because I'll be honest with you, I didn't do the math. I just know we need some. So let me go ahead and smelt up some of this stuff, and then we should be good. Nope, I need to refuel this thing. Crap. And I am severely lacking loose coal. That's fine. We have plenty of ore that we can go ahead and break down. Actually, we got coal right here, don't we? But no, I'm not going to be lazy. I'm not going to be lazy. We need to actually break down some coal, get some coal throughout all our systems here in Wolfinia. I've been too lazy for far too long. It is now city maintenance time. So if you'll excuse me, we're going to take a little detour in this episode. Go ahead and cue the music. Get the drone over here. It's time. Alright, I'm feeling much better about everything now. We got all our green terracotta made into green glazed terracotta. We have got the smelter all refueled, and I have collected just a bunch of nonsense out of here that needs to get put away into storage. So, I think we're just about ready to head off. Yeah, right. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and collect some stuff here because I still need to do that. And then once I have everything that we're going to need, then we can get going. Give me those. It's not for you. Okay, now I think we are good to go. So, let me go ahead and first of all get a good night's rest, and then we will finally head over to the Froglight Farm. At this point, I got all my junk moved over here, but before we start building anything, I do want to go over what we did last episode, namely the slabbing over here, or lack of slabbing in some spots, and just do a quick pass to make sure we make a little bit more of this area non-spawnable. Ow. Alright, so I basically already told you guys the plan, right? We're going to be making spawning floors out of non-sticky glazed terracotta and sweeping those floors, except for I'm going to need to move these floors out a little bit, so that way we have room to build our flying machine sending mechanism. So maybe we start our spawning floors like here-ish. And this is how wide it's going to be. I think that should work for us. At this point, I just want to go ahead and work on the spawning room and just make sure everything here is functional. So, let's go ahead and do that. Let's call the drone on over here, put on a little bit of music, and get to work. Welcome back, everybody. At this point, we've got our spawning room built. We've got our sweepers in that'll sweep our magma cubes into the collection area. Just to give you an idea of how this is going to work, basically, once we give this redstone line here a signal, that's going to send our sweepers off and cause me to smash my face on various surfaces. Let me go ahead and get my helmet out, save my noggin. But basically, it's going to send our flying machines out to sweep the floors of the spawning room and bring all of our magma cubes over here to the edge, where eventually they will be broken down and converted into froglights. Now, these magma cubes are going everywhere, but this area will be boxed in. They will stay here where we want them to be instead of running amok over here. But as I said, right now I was just worried about the spawning room, and that's in place. Now, before we can bring the frogs over and continue building up the functional parts of this farm, I am going to need to head back to Wolfinia because I forgot some stuff as far as, you know, building up the room that is going to house the farm. Because of course I did. Now, as far as the aesthetic of the farm goes, you know, most stuff in this world revolving around mobs is a Wolfen's Laboratory project. So therefore, the aesthetic of this farm is going to be very Wolfen's Laboratory. And by that, I mean, we have the, you know, the cyan and lime green terracotta walls. We have the diorite and andesite floors. We have the acacia that's going to be all over the place. You know, the standard Wolfen's Laboratory color scheme and block palette. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and start building up the room. Now, in addition to building up the room, we are going to add some functional aspects to it. For instance, we have our minecart collection system over here. That's going to hook up to a storage system on this wall. Over here, we're going to hook up our redstone line to an on-off switch to control the farm from in this room. And I'm going to have my AFK spot up here, kind of at the back of the room. And I need to go ahead and take out these doors because we're going to be replacing them with metal ones that close when the farm is on. That way I don't leave the room when the flying machines are going. So, at this point, I think what we're going to do is go ahead and call the drone on over here, put some music back on, and get back to work. Welcome back, everybody. At this point, the room is built, and yeah, I'm liking it so far. We have a ledge here that the magma cubes are gathering on. I'll have to take care of that and make sure it's just a straight drop for them. Also, we've got to get our powdered snow in, and it might be kind of difficult with all these guys in here. So we'll have to take care of them. I guess the easiest way to do that would be to just leave and come back and let them despawn, right? But that's not necessarily the most fun way. So maybe we'll just manually remove them. No, you know what? This sucks. We're just going to leave and let them get off me. We'll leave and let them despawn. This is ridiculous. And that's fine, because I have to come back here to Wolfini anyway, because guess what? I forgot some stuff. And now, while the coast is clear, we can go ahead and sneak in here real quick. And I do need to make sure we put in some full blocks here on the ground to make sure the magma cubes are at the proper height for the powdered snow to affect both the big and medium dudes. Make sure we get them all broken down into nice little bite-sized portions for our froggy friends. There we go. Alright, so at this point I can show you guys how this is intended to work. It may not work, but I'll show you how it's intended to work. Let me just get my little minecart hopper on the track here, if I can manage that. Now I'll go right there. You'll notice it's not moving. That's because the farm is currently off. You will also notice that the doors over here are open because the farm is off. And the flying machines are not flying because the farm is off. But if we were to go down here and flip this switch, that turns the farm on, it closes the doors, it sends the hopper minecart down to collect our frog lights. If we get frog lights, it also sends our sweepers across the spawning floors to knock any magma cubes that are on them down here for our froggies to eat once they are properly broken down. So I suppose the next step is to go ahead and start bringing our froggies over. That way they can enjoy some of this delicacy right here. We got this all-you-can-eat buffet for them going on. And we are going to need to bring over those frogs because the room is not completely done yet. As you can see, we have some open spaces here that I want to use frog lights in. Actually, before I get too far ahead of myself, let me just go ahead and wall this off. That way we don't have magma cubes dropping onto the ledge here, because if I forget that, that's going to be annoying. Okay, so at this point, I think we are just about ready to start bringing our froggies over to the farm. So, who is in the mood for food? Y'all watching me while I sleep. That's weird. Now, moving the frogs is going to be kind of a pain in the butt. We do have to get them from this area. We have our temperate frogs here, our warm weather frogs, and then we're going to have to get our cold weather frogs from the deep dark. It is going to be a process. So I guess let me just go ahead and get to it. Okay, I think that should be the last of them. We got a nice little variety of frogs in here, all looking mighty hungry. So let's go ahead and give them some food. The farm is on. We now have everything hopefully working at this point. So I didn't really get myself a good view over here at my AFK spot. That's a major oversight on my part. But that's fine, because, you know, I don't need to watch this. I'm not going to sit here and watch it working anyway. This will be like an AFK farm. And it should give us the Froglights that we need. There's our first official sweeping of the magma cubes. Our first official little Froglight Fiesta. Everybody's looking hungry. That's fine. Y'all can dig in. You know, don't mind me. Just, yeah, eat up. That's wonderful. So, magma cubes being broken down to Froglights. Froglights will hopefully then be collected by our minecart. We'll kind of hang out for a minute and just make sure. It looks like they are being collected by the minecart, which is wonderful. This is also wonderful. It's fun to watch. I love it. So now, as long as our Froglights are being stored, which they are, we are good. This is going to be great for Wolfinia. Oh yes, more lighting. I love it. You get food. You love it. The only ones that don't love it are the magma cubes. But that's fine by me. So we just need to go ahead and get the Froglights in around this farm. We need to go ahead and get some out in the Nether Madhouse, and with our powers combined, we are Captain Planet. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and place some Froglights, let this run for a little bit, and we should be good to go. So at this point, let's go ahead and call the drone on over here, put on a little bit of music, and watch this thing work. This is never gonna get old. I could sit here and watch this for days. Oh, this is wonderful. And in the short time this has been running, we got a lot of Froglights. We're looking pretty good here, I think. We are looking mighty good here. And I mean, I know this took a few episodes to set up, but I think overall it's definitely worth it. I'm gonna go ahead and pack some of this stuff up to bring back to Wolfinia, because we are gonna be using Froglights for something, probably. And before I forget, let's go out here to the madhouse, because I need to put this right here. And, you know, it'd also probably be a good idea to be able to activate the collection system after the farm is off. So, if we were to put a button on this block right here, that would activate the redstone and send the minecart off again, right? Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a button right here. That way we can send the minecart off after the fact and collect the remaining Froglights after the farm is off, just like that. Oh, this is just so wonderful. Everything is so wonderful. And we didn't really talk about this room, but we got this room done as well. I think it's pretty obvious what this room is for. Of course, this is the entrance to our Froglight Farm. So the madhouse is done as of now, and I think before we call it for this episode, all I really need to do is go clean up some of my mess that we left in the swamp. I got slime blocks all over the place. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that, then I'll meet back up with y'all. Oh yeah, madhouse isn't done. We still got the apostate's mess to clean up here. You know, I could do it now, but I really don't feel like it. So, you know, I'll get around to it. I will, eventually. Let's go ahead and add our Froglights to our storage system and get everything put away, because I am determined to stay organized this time. And that is where we're going to call it for today, guys. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please be sure to hit that little thumbs up button. That would mean a whole lot to me. And if you want to see more of Wolfinia, please remember to subscribe. But as always, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I deeply appreciate it. And until next time, I am the shadow on the moon at night, filling your dreams to the brim with fright. I'll see you guys later.